Maya transferred to Westfield High just 2 months before prom. Being the new girl was never easy, but being the only black student in her grade made it even harder. She kept to herself, focusing on her studies and the boxing gym where she trained every evening after school. Her coach, an old man named Tommy, had been training her since she was 12. "Boxing isn't about fighting, Maya," he'd always say. "It's about discipline, respect, and knowing when to use your strength." When prom night arrived, Maya wore a beautiful emerald dress her grandmother had saved up to buy. She looked stunning, but as she entered the decorated gymnasium, whispers followed her. "Look who actually showed up," sneered Jessica, the most popular girl in school, surrounded by her usual crowd. "I didn't know they were accepting charity cases tonight." Maya's jaw tightened, but she remembered Tommy's words about self-control. She walked toward an empty table, trying to ignore the cruel laughter behind her. "Hey, new girl," called out Brad, Jessica's boyfriend and the star quarterback. "Did you get lost on your way to the other prom?" The group erupted in laughter. Maya felt her hands instinctively form fists, but she forced them to relax. She had worked too hard to let bullies ruin this night. "What's wrong? Cat got your tongue?" Jessica taunted, getting bolder as a crowd gathered. "Maybe she doesn't speak English very well." That's when things escalated. Brad accidentally bumped into Maya, causing her to spill punch all over her beautiful dress. The crowd gasped, some laughing, others looking uncomfortable. "Oops," Brad said with a smirk. "Looks like your night is ruined." Maya looked down at her stained dress, the dress her grandmother had sacrificed so much for. Something inside her snapped, but not in the way the bullies expected. Instead of tears or anger, Maya smiled calmly. "You know what? You're right. My dress is ruined." She looked directly at Brad and Jessica. "But at least I can wash out a stain. What you two have is permanent." "What's that supposed to mean?" Jessica demanded. "Your ugliness," Maya said simply. "It's not on the outside, it's in here." She pointed to her heart. "And that kind of stain never comes out." Brad stepped forward menacingly. "Watch your mouth, new girl." "Or what?" Maya asked, her voice steady and confident. "You'll push me around? Intimidate me?" She stepped closer, and Brad could see something in her eyes that made him hesitate. "I've been pushed around by people twice your size who hit 10 times harder than you ever could. You don't scare me." Maya's posture had changed. Without even realizing it, she had shifted into her boxer's stance, balanced, alert, ready. Years of training had built not just her physical strength, but her mental toughness. "I train 6 hours a day at Murphy's boxing gym," Maya continued, her voice carrying across the now silent gymnasium. "I've won 3 regional championships and I'm heading to nationals next month. I could probably knock you out with 1 punch." She paused, letting that sink in. "But you know what? You're not worth the risk to my boxing career." The crowd was dead silent. Brad had gone pale, and Jessica was looking around desperately for an escape from the attention. "But if you ever, and I mean ever, touch me again," Maya continued, "I'll show you exactly what these hands can do. And trust me, it won't be pretty." Just then, the gym doors opened and Tommy walked in, still wearing his tracksuit. "Maya. Sorry I'm late, kiddo. Had to close up the gym." He looked around at the tense scene. "Everything okay here?" "Everything's fine, coach," Maya said, her voice returning to normal. "I was just explaining to my classmates that I won't tolerate disrespect." Tommy grinned proudly. "That's my champion. Always fighting the right battles." As Maya walked toward her coach, the crowd parted like the Red Sea. The spell was broken, but the message was clear. Maya wasn't just the new girl anymore, she was someone who commanded respect. From that night forward, Maya never had trouble with bullies again. Not because she had threatened them, but because she had shown them something more powerful than violence: dignity, self-respect, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your own worth. And when she won the National Boxing Championship 2 months later, even Jessica and Brad cheered for her from the stands. Some lessons, Maya realized, change everyone involved. Years later, when Maya became a professional boxer and youth mentor, she would tell young people, "The strongest punch you can throw isn't with your fists. It's standing up for yourself with dignity and showing bullies that their words can't define you." Her grandmother's dress was never quite the same after that punch stain, but Maya kept it anyway. It reminded her of the night she learned that true strength isn't about fighting, it's about knowing when you could fight, but choosing something better instead.